Raptors have a chance in hell of keeping playing.
Well, we said the same thing about Paul George, and I think they do. He's going to be the best player in the Eastern Conference. They should have a chance to make it to at least the conference finals. And remember, DeMar DeRozan, an LA guy, didn't want to leave Toronto because when you play there, you're not just, we talked about this, you're not just a star in Toronto, you're a star in all of Canada, and there's a lot of money to be made up there.
The only thing I don't understand, what difference does it make how far they go when you were with the team? You've already won a championship with that team. And so it's just a weird thing to me now that, like, it's a great city. Every NBA players love Toronto. And so it's just strange to me that, like, the level of success is going to dictate that, especially when Kawhi's health is probably going to be the biggest factor in determining whether or not they can get there.
Well, I think there's a couple of things, right? Part of it is the competitiveness, right? How competitive are we as a team?
Sure.
It's not just, hey, I need to win a ring for my legacy. It's just the idea of, do we have a legitimate chance? And if you're in the Eastern Conference, you have a much more legitimate chance because you can get to that level.
And I mean, be honest. I mean, come on. The guy is a very aloof guy, so no one can predict what he's going to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
He could have gotten $219 million by staying in San Antonio.
Yeah. Well,
and
they could offer $219 million.
He could have shown up for some games, too.
He could have been healthy and not misdiagnosed.
I agree with you. He wasn't healthy. He could have showed up for playoff games.
Each way, man.
Showed up, just sit on the bench and wear a suit.
That's your job.
I don't know. I don't
think it's asking.
I don't think it makes a difference. And I don't blame him for feeling a certain way when people talk bad about you for the whole year. And I'm going to sit
I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's right.
All good.
But his obligation, he should have shown up for the playoff games. Not asking.
Either way, the other part of it is he legitimately can be the best player in the Eastern Conference, right? Yeah. And in a way that we talk about DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, fine players, all-star players, but their stature is kind of inflated. When you think about the great wings of the game, we don't mention DeMar DeRozan because he's not on that level as the Paul Georges and the LeBrons and the and Durants. When we talk about the great point guards of the game, we don't mention Kyle Lowry because he's not on the level of the Currys and the Westbrooks and the Chris Pauls. But those guys kind of enjoyed the trappings of that life, the salary, the exposure.
Yeah.
Kawhi's actually that good.
And he controls their future because if he doesn't re-sign, they're probably going to trade Kyle Lowry and begin the rebuilding process in Toronto.
Speaking of not getting along with people, Manu Ginobili is seriously considering retirement and plans to meet with Coach Gregg Popovich in the coming days to discuss his future. Chris, what's your reaction?
You know what? I want him to play forever. I think a lot of us want him to play forever. It's just going to be super odd when he's the last guy left. I guess Pop will be there, but everybody else is gone. Parker's gone. Duncan obviously is gone.
Kawhi.
And it just reminds me, Kawhi is obviously gone. It just reminds me of the Fresh Prince scene, the last episode where Will is standing there in that living room just looking around because there's nobody left. And Manu is over 40 years old at this point, so it's just a little odd to me. But
just to be clear, Carlton was in the bathroom. About that.
He ran through.
To me, the guy was one of the most unique players that we've seen in a long time, one of the best international players in the league. And I still go back. We're coming up on the 14th anniversary of, to me, Manu's greatest accomplishment was when Argentina beat the U.S. in Athens. I was lucky enough to be there. And if you look at the stats, that game, Manu had 29. He outscored the combination of Tim Duncan, Allen Iverson, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Amari, and guess what? Carmelo, Larry Brown had him as a DNP.
One of the greatest players of all time. Not international players, one of the greatest players of all time. A short-file Hall of Famer, one of the most accomplished when you think about all the things that he won. Tremendous career. I thought in 2013 it looked like the end of the road, and he came back and gave us more. So best of luck to you.